Facebook.
Yeah, I'm trying to share with you.
Let me see.
You like.
Shared it? No?
I shared it on these.
Huh?
I don't have a thing on mine.
I'm just trying to make sure she got me on the share.
So now we're ready.
Yeah, just tag me in it. That's all.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, welcome. Hello, good afternoon. This is your girl again, Yetunde Ifelowo Thomas, aka Miss T, live on YetBol Entertainment Network. We are here live. I have on someone very important, someone that can make a difference in your life. He has done so for me and some of other people that I've known. I decided to let him come to our community to let you guys know all over the world what it is like to be insured. Can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yes, Miss T. Again, my name is Leigh, and I had the pleasure to actually be on here with you. She actually used to be my director of nursing. So that's big in itself. So a little bit about me. My name is Leigh. I actually come from the medical background. I've been in the medical field for over 13 years. I decided to change career paths literally like 2 years ago. I've been full-time in this business for about a year and a half. I have two beautiful girls. I have an 11-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I've been married with my wife for over 4 years now. And I'm just definitely just out here just trying to educate our community. So I'm super excited about today because we just definitely just trying to impact the world.
Okay, welcome.
Yes,
Welcome.
yes.
Welcome. So, can you tell the world what led you to this business? Why you decided to ensure people are insured?
Yeah, I decided to take career paths just because I was always in the field of helping people in the medical field. When you're a nurse, you're always helping people. But I felt I had to change career paths because I started seeing a lot of deaths in our community, and a lot of people are not getting insured. That's why I'm here today, is because people are not leaving money behind when their loved ones are passing away and things like that. So I really believe it's very important. But our business is even bigger than life insurance as well. But I'll expound on that a little later.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, he's more into insurance, helping with financial to make you to straighten you up. He really has what it takes. Trust me, he has the patience to really deal with somebody like me. You really have to tie me down, and I'm in the process finally. And over the years, yes, I do make the money, but I never get myself insured. And like you said, so many deaths, people are dying every day. Death is inevitable. Everyone is going to die. Whether we like it or not, one way or the other, when our time comes, we are going and we are going to die. So, my question to you all while we are doing this is for you to really think, do you have what it takes if you die today? If you die today, if I die today, do you have plans? Some people die, people are very happy to go ahead and bury them. And some people, we have to do a GoFundMe. And some people, we have to call people and ask for help. I'm not saying that is not a good thing. It is a good thing. However, we need to take advantage of life insurance. So, Mr. Yusuf, can you tell our viewers what it is like how do you start and what it is like to have a life insurance?
Yes, life insurance is very important. I'm just going to go back down memory lane. I can remember as a child a lot of deaths in our community. My family's actually from Sierra Leone. I was just born here, but in the African community, when people pass away, I'm not just speaking specifically just in the African community. I'm just speaking on my life experience. When someone did pass away, this is an example that they usually did. They would bring a book to the table when somebody's passed away. You go to the person's home, and then they'll lay a book at the table, and then everybody's contributing $25, $50, $100, whatever they can afford to for the family's burial. So when I seen that as a child, it didn't come to light until someone presented the business to me. And then I believe that's not the way that somebody should be buried. You should always protect your life, because I believe you have insurance on your car, you have insurance on your house, you have insurance on your cell phone, but the most important thing is your life. Those things should come before all of those other things, right? So insuring your life is definitely important, and then that's just leaving a legacy for your family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when we are hired, we do get life insurance. That is given to us depending on your status. So, can you explain to the world what is the difference between having a life insurance outside the job and the one you have at work? Like now, I have one at work. It's a $10,000 that was given to me. Then I added. But what is the difference between them both?
Yes, that's a great question, Miss T. I believe it's always good to have insurance on your job, but what I come to find out is when you leave that job, it doesn't carry on with you, because most people are just paying into their policy. Some jobs, they provide free life insurance, but most jobs, they're taking it out of your check. But when you leave, say like you worked on a job for 5 years, and then you actually leave that job, it doesn't go with you.
Okay.
So it's always good to get something outside of your job that you actually own, that you actually can see your policy. Because most people that have their life insurance on their job, they've never even seen it. So I believe you definitely should have something that you actually own, and you can actually physically see the ins and outs of your policy, not just saying, oh, they just taking money out of my policy, I don't even know what it is. That's working backwards. Yeah.
So what would your advice be when it comes to being insured at work and being insured outside? Will you encourage that you have both, or?
It doesn't hurt to actually have both, but I hate when people have just one, because it's good to have both, but if you get fired, what happens? If you get fired, you're gonna actually get a life insurance at an older age. So say if you're 35 years old right now, and then you have life insurance on your job, and then your job quits you, right? And then you turn 40, the premiums that you're going to be paying monthly is going to be higher, because the way life insurance works is based on your age and also health status and all those other things that come in it. But I would rather you get it at your youngest age opposed to when you get to like 70, 80 years old, and it's super expensive because a lot of companies, they won't even insure you past 70 years old.
So, let's say I get terminated.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to continue with the one I have at work, or that's the end of it?
It's case by case scenario, but what I know is 90% of the jobs you don't carry it on with you.
Okay.
So you definitely have to get something outside of your job. That would be the smart thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm always hearing about there is a whole life insurance, and a term life insurance.
Yeah.
Can you explain to the world what is the difference between both, and which one is the best one for a person to have?
That's a great question because I'm licensed in that field. I believe whole life. A lot of people just go into the scenario whole life because they believe that's whole life for the rest of their life, right? So I'm going to just explain briefly on how whole life works and then versus term. So whole life, they have two components in it. Is one component that you're paying every single month. You're paying into it your life insurance, and they have another portion called your cash value, right? So just like how I educated you and your family about that, and I know you were so happy that I got you out of the cash value policy. So when you're paying your monthly premiums, they don't tell you that if you take money out of, say, for example, if you had $150,000 on a whole life policy, right, and you wanted to take $30,000 out of that policy, you could do so, but you have to pay that back in interest costs. I don't know who borrows their own money, right? So also your premiums will drop to, your face amount will drop to $120,000, right? And that $30,000 you have to pay that back in interest costs. Plus is a portion of your monthly payments that you're paying into your cash value that's accumulating. But in the event that you do pass away, you have to pick between the two. So for example, if you accumulated $100,000 in that cash value, and then you pass away, guess where that money goes?
To the insurance?
It goes straight to the insurance company. I believe that's highway robbery. So what we do, we're one of the few companies that do term insurance, okay? But we don't only just do term insurance. We're actually trying to educate people on how to get out of life insurance, because we solely believe you shouldn't be paying life insurance for the rest of your life. We're trying to get you out of that. Okay, so for example, you have a 35-year term. You're going to be insured until 100, but after 35 years, your premiums do go up. But this is the catch. If you're going to set aside, let's say $50 or $100 or $200 outside of your insurance, and you accumulated $500,000 or $600,000 outside of your life insurance, is there any need for that term insurance at 70 or 80 years old? There's no need for it. You can continue to still pay for it, but we don't want you to be paying premiums for the rest of your life. We want you to actually become debt free and financially independent at that age. Yeah. And I don't like this sound a little racist, but I tend to see a lot of the Caucasian people, they tend to know these things, but our people just need to be more educated on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope I didn't touch anybody's toes on that, but it's just that it is what it is. The wealth gap is extremely broad, just because of that. So, yes. But that's definitely a great question, Ms. T.
All right. Say sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. So, anyway, that's a kind of challenge words that he just said. Like Caucasians and other cultures are more into insuring themselves. Our African community, let us change that. Let us change that. Let us change that kind of belief. We are all going to die. Death is one thing we don't talk about. I have friends who have bought their own plots, for them to be buried. I have people who have life insurance. I've had people even insure their mortgage. I don't have that yet. He's working on me because it takes him like 100 years to even get me to get me from wherever I was before And trust me, that was a scam. Because he has to ask all this question. The lady was mad at him. And he got me out of it, and he got me into a better one. And it's just a slight couple of dollars. It was like $5 different. And I've been ripped off all this while, every month. Automatically, they were taking it. I didn't know my right from wrong. However, like he said, we are doing this so we can wake up. We need to wake up, we need to wake up, we need to wake up. We are going to die. The day we don't know. We all celebrate our birthdays. We all celebrate our wedding anniversary, significant days. However, the day that we are going to be laid to rest, we don't know it. So the question you should be asking yourself again from the first one is, do you want to be buried in a beautiful way, in a very significant way, or you just want to be buried anyway? So think about it, and while we move forward to some other things. If you have questions, we are live on Instagram. We are live as well on YouTube. And we are live on Facebook. Please send your questions so we can answer you.
Oh, yeah.
Why he's here. And also, he will leave his contacts. He's very patient, because trust me, for you to be able to deal with me, you have to have a lot of patience. Trust me, I'm more into everything and master of everything. So, but he took his time. He did Zoom. I was like that 10-year-old girl. He was saying one thing, I'm opening something else. And he has that patience, trust me. So if he can deal with me, he can deal with you. So you have to pick up your phone. You have to go. He's on Facebook, Leigh. And on Instagram, what's your name on Instagram?
My Instagram name is YL Great. That's YLGREAT 23. YL Great 23 on Instagram. That's my Instagram name. And then obviously my first and last name, Yusuf Leigh. It's spelled YUSIF. That's my first name, and my last name is LEIGH.
Okay. Yes. So please make sure you contact him related to, the insurance. He's happily married. He has his wife. They're both into the business. So don't trespass, or we're going to get you arrested. So anyway, moving forward, if you have to get a life insurance, because from what you just explained, it seems like the life insurance is better with the term than the old life insurance, right?
Yes. The reason why we don't want to, like I said, you're getting ripped off with your money. You're paying into two things, and you're only going to get one thing. So we educate people on getting term, right? And then investing, because you have a beneficiary on both. So what if you want your family to win on both ends, opposed to just one thing in a life insurance? So we actually helping you accumulate wealth with investing your money as well, and then still protecting your life in the event that you do pass too soon. So that's definitely important. Just like you just stated, we all have a birth date, but one thing that's in evident is we don't know our death date. We sitting here right now. I could leave right now and I could pass away. We don't want to talk about it, but
we don't.
We all know it. We when people pass away, we start saying rest in peace. And then the thing that I hate the most is this GoFundMe that's out here. It's like sometimes our people think that's the new life insurance. That's not the new life insurance. Like, why are you raising money and you can actually protect your life with something that's probably is cheaper than what you're paying on your cell phone or anything like that? I know,
but guess what? We are well read as Africans, but we are ignorant.
And let me speak. Let me speak on myself. I'm not just speaking like these things just because I know it all. I didn't have any coverage until literally like 2 years ago. So somebody had to sit down with me and educate me, because this is what I like to say. If you really love your family, you would protect your life. And if you don't love your family, it just says a lot about yourself and your family. And I believe anybody that's on this live, if you have children, you definitely need to have life insurance.
Yes.
I believe everybody should have life insurance, but if you have kids and you do not have life insurance, you need to get it immediately. And like I said, my number's there, my Instagram. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm just here to help our community, because there's a lot of us that's hurting out here. So
can we make sure we share these with our loved ones? so we can ask questions. We're encouraging questions. Um, we have to plan for our death. Like Miss Martha Eronobi says, I don't know if it's a Miss, I think it's a Miss Martha.
Okay.
Yeah, and someone, that same person say, hi, Yusuf.
Okay.
So, can we please share, so that way everybody can see it, everybody can be there. So far so good. We have like 10 shares. Can we share as much? This is something we really need to constantly promote in our community. Trust me, everyone, including me, we are going to die. So make it, if you really love your loved ones, like he has said, make it a smooth transition. You know, I mean, nobody wants to die. I'm not ready because I love life. You know, but guess what? We have to live every day as if it's the last day. You know, but you used to say, oh, I didn't know you're going to dress up. I would have dressed up too.
Doesn't she look nice?
But guess what? It could be my last day. It could be my last event. So what do you think? So I have to. So please, you need to reach out to him. You need to reach out to him. So for life insurance, how much life insurance do you want to have to buy? Okay. Is it like 50,000? Not until you talk to me.
Yeah.
I was only having a 10,000 worth.
Okay.
And then until you talk to me, I had to boom that up. So.
Yeah. It's case by case scenario, but that's a great question. Because some people, being as though that you have some kids, we use a scenario in our business called a dime. Because I don't believe in just throwing out numbers, just for coverage. So I use an acronym called DIME, and the D stands for any type of debt that you have. And then the I stands for your income that you make on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis, right? And then your M, I see you have a beautiful home, right? That's your mortgage. And then the E is for your education for your kids. So in the event that you pass away, we calculate all those numbers, and that's how much coverage you're supposed to have. The reason why we include the mortgage is you have a family, right? In the event that you do pass away, what's the first thing that happens on a married couple? Is the house, because it's two breadwinners in the house. So you want to have as much life insurance as your house is worth. And if you can't afford what your house is worth, then just start off with something low and then work yourself up. So we don't just throw numbers out there. So like for instance, if you have $300,000 home, you should have a $300,000 policy or more. And if you have kids, I believe every kid is worth at least 50 to 100,000. So each. So that's how you leave a legacy for your family. Some people, a lot of our families are not leaving legacies for our families, because life insurance is one way that people, they ignore, but that's a way you can leave a legacy. That's just showing that you really cared about your family, even though no one prays that we're going to die, but we know it's going to happen. So why not leave something so your family can be ahead of the game instead of starting over from square one? It's like, oh, my mom or my dad passed away, and we just seen it in our own community with a coworker that just passed away.
I know.
It's not just always the older person. It could be a child that passed away one day. There's a 13-year-old.
I know.
Suddenly she passes away.
She did.
But good thing she did have
Can you believe
coverage.
that?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you just got to be prepared, not only for you and your husband, but you also need to be prepared for your kids as well. Because the only person that knows when we all going to pass away is the man above.
Yes, only him.
Yeah.
Only him. Only God, only Allah.
Yep.
Only them, only him knows.
Yep.
It is a topic that African community mostly don't like to talk about. Black Americans know they're going to die. It's, some population do have it, but growing up,
Trinity.
we don't talk much about death. It's like we're afraid of something. It's like we're thinking that we ain't going to die, and some people die. The children are not happy. And just like he just said DIME, they use that acronym. Death, income, mortgage, and education. Guess what? I'm only at the D. G is Oh my goodness. Can you believe? So I have to go to the I and the M and the E. Wow. See, I have a long way myself. Yeah. So I'm not doing this because for you guys to think maybe my life is perfect. But we are doing this. The basic reason why we are doing this is because we want you to insure yourself. Mm-hmm. So in case anything happens, God forbid, an accident can claim a person's life. Mm-hmm. So please, he said you don't have to have a big one like up to 300,000, but start from somewhere. The GoFundMe, if you look at it most times, sometimes they put money in that they want 100,000, mm-hmm. but when they put 100,000, I saw it. When they put 100,000, sometimes we only get like maybe 10, maybe 5,000. Yeah. And if you look at it at the same time, please do not call. We're not accepting no phone call. But you can send your questions and we'll read it.
You can comment in the chat,
yeah.
On Facebook or Instagram. You can check that IG if they have any comments there as well.
There's a question, and the question is that if you sign up for life insurance and die a month after, will you benefit or will your beneficiary be paid the death benefit?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. I only could speak for my company. Because a lot of companies, you got to be careful who you mm-hmm. sign up with. Because life insurance is a business, mm-hmm. obviously. So in our business, if you get approved, say I sign you up and you get a life insurance and you pass away in a month, our company is going to pay out. Okay? So that's big. That's a big question. A lot of companies, they will take a long time to pay out. We literally pay it out no later than 2 weeks, but most of our policies is within 2 to 3 days. As long as you submit the paperwork in, you're gonna get paid out. So I don't like to talk about my own family, but one of my family members passed away as well, and we paid that death claim within seconds, and it was with our company. So that's big in itself. So this is a great example that I can use, right? Okay. Say you have a $200,000 policy and you paid it within just paid your first month or 2 months, mm-hmm. and you probably only paid like $100 in it, depending on how much your monthly payment mm-hmm. is. That company has literally lost because you passed early. Or even if you was in it for 10 years,
wow.
and you probably only contributed $10,000, but your coverage says $200,000. Mm. So the company really lost like $190,000. Mm-hmm. But if you cancel your policy, then the company, that's how they gain a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So you got to make sure you never let your policy lapse. It's just like a phone bill. If you don't pay your phone bill, mm-hmm. your phone is going to get cut off. Mm-hmm. If you don't pay your car insurance, mm-hmm. your car insurance is going to get cut off. So if anything that I'm going to pay, I'm mm-hmm. going to make sure I pay my life insurance because my life comes before anything else. Mm.
Yeah. So it means that if you delay a month, it's gonna be cut off immediately, or no. Time?
So in our company, say if you have a slip up in your payment, they actually give you a 3-month grace period.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's good.
So that's big in itself. They don't automatically just say, oh you're cut off. So a lot of companies, they will say that mm-hmm. you're done after one payment. No, our company's not like that. They'll give you a 3-month grace period to make sure that you can get covered. And also, if you're coming into any hard times, you can actually lower your policy. Okay. I just tell people, just don't cancel it. Just lower your coverage, and you can always bring it back up until you can basically afford it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, someone did say, African communities, some people believe in donations after death. Mm-hmm. But it is really hard to get money from people, and it's true.
That's very true.
And that is very true. We believe they have to donate. Mm-hmm. Trust me. He just said something about the Sierra Leone culture. Mm-hmm. I've witnessed a Ghanaian culture. They went in and everybody around the table donated money, mm-hmm. and they gave. Nigerians right now, like he said, we're doing a GoFundMe like it's a Christmas. Yeah. And sometimes you have to pay taxes on those GoFundMe. Because a couple of times I have to be anonymous. Because I don't want people to know, how much I gave.
Yeah.
Some people want, you know, if you're putting like $1,000, maybe 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, probably you want to show your name. But most times I'm doing anonymous. But you still pay, they levy you on the money you have put in.
Exactly.
You know, and it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying don't do it.
Yeah.
What we are saying is that you can pay little money, as little as maybe $25 if you get little. But if you get like maybe $150,000, maybe you get paying like $50, which we spend in McDonald's. We spend buying those Gucci, buying those wrist watches. You know, when you drive a Bentley or you drive in, you know, BMW. Yeah. So, or you're driving that Mercedes Benz, the latest one, not the kind that I have. Yeah. So definitely you need to insure your life. Yeah. It's just like when you insure your car. The cars that we drive, when accident happened, when you are insured, you're very happy. Mm-hmm. The same thing goes, look at this COVID time. So many deaths. My God. So many deaths, so many people, and like he has said, dying. The death is the only one I have myself. Mm-hmm. Now I have to go to the next one, to the next one, and to the next one. Mm-hmm. We have to. If you make that money, your income plays a role. Mm-hmm. Insure it while you have it. Yeah. And then now he just explained you can lower your premium if you know you cannot afford what you're paying. Yeah. And then your mortgage, oh my goodness. God forbid if I die and then my mortgage is paid for. Yeah. Everybody will be happy. And then the education part, I have to get there. Yeah. So don't forget the acronym DIME. Yeah. Death, income, mortgage, and education. Yeah. I just learned that now. Even though he has been with me maybe 2-3 times on Zoom, via phone, I still don't understand it. But if you have questions, please keep throwing it in. Yeah. So can you tell us and explain to the world, why should we have life insurance? Why should I be insured? You know, because I know you touch on it. Yeah. But explain it again to the world.
Listen, nobody should be responsible for your death. I understand all these contributions and things like that, but you should have a going home ceremony because you passed away. Not having people get in groups and collecting money for you. Those are great things, but it'll be even a plus if they got money for you and your family. That's good, but what if you left $200,000 or $300,000 for your family? That'll be even better. So it's definitely important. Like I said already, if you have kids, there's no reason why you shouldn't have life insurance. There's no reason, because it's just telling me that I believe the only reason why you shouldn't have life insurance is if health permits that you can't get life insurance. That's on a different topic. Then we still have other areas that can help you in that, and that's just on the investment piece. You have a beneficiary on that. That is the only reason why you shouldn't have life insurance, if health permits that. But other than that, I look at you sideways if you don't have life insurance on you and your family, especially if you have kids, because you claim you love your kids in one word, but you're not even protecting your family in another word. So that's huge. You definitely need life insurance. I think that's the most important thing that anybody can ever have is life insurance. And outside of life insurance, you definitely need to start investing. But that's another different topic in itself. But you definitely need to focus on building your house. We have something called, if you build your house, then you start working up the ladder. We have something called a will. You write your last wishes out. And then you start thinking about retirement, and then college and other goals or dreams that you want to do in your life. But the first thing before you build a house, you have to get the foundation. The foundation is obviously your life, because you can be building so many things that you want to do in Africa, you want to do in London, you want to do all those things, but if that thing, you go fly somewhere and then that plane crashes, your life comes to a halt. So you need to protect your life first. That is the foundation of anything that you want to do. Okay. Yeah. So that is huge in itself.
So there's another question. The person asks that if you have more than one child, does that make your policy more expensive?
Oh, that's a great question. So I can only speak for my company, and our company is one of the best in the industry. I'm going to use my own self as an example. I have two beautiful kids. You can have up to 5, 10, 15, 20 kids. Mm-hmm. As long as those kids are 25 years and younger, mm-hmm. they only charge you for one child. It's so amazing. So if you want to get a $20,000 policy, mm-hmm. they only going to charge you for one child. And you can have all 5 of those kids, 10 of those kids that's covered. Mm. So that's great in itself. A lot of other companies, they will charge you per child. So our company only charges you for one child. I know I covered your family, and they only charge you for one child. And obviously, you're supposed to have more coverage on yourself because you're the adult. But the kids, you want to at least have some type of coverage on them. Yes.
So you just said when a child is 25, so they drop off.
They actually don't drop off. Okay. They actually convert to their own policy. Oh. Because you can still continue to pay for them, because the way life insurance work is mother, father can still pay for the child. And if you get of age, child can still pay for mother and father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it means a new one will start for that child?
Yes.
That turns 25?
They actually can start one at 18, but they can be riders on your policy until 25. They can have their own individual policy at 18. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm looking to make sure that we didn't omit no questions. Okay. So what are some of the other benefits that your insurance offer? You know, to their people.
Hey, that's another great question. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of benefits that our company offers. Is I don't know if anybody was around on 9/11. You know, that was probably one of the biggest histories in United States. It's only literally like 3 companies that paid out in the death claims on that crash, and our company was one of them. We paid out literally 97% of all our death claims because they have something in the policy called a war clause. So in the event that you do pass away in a war, say if Donald Trump announces a war right now, and then you pass away, most companies will say they passed away in a war, I don't have to pay. Our company, you have to pay. So I always advise people, read your fine print. Don't just sign up for life insurance with anybody, because you have to know that. Then we also have something called a terminally illness benefit in your policy. So in the event that you become terminally ill in your policy and your doctor says you have 6 months, a year, or 2 years to live, you can actually take 70% out of your policy when you're still living. That is big in itself.
Really?
Yes, wow. That's huge. It's called a terminally illness benefit. Yeah. And then I also told you if you want to increase your policy, you can always increase your policy, and you can decrease it if you're coming into any hard times. So it's just a little bit of benefits that we actually do offer. Yeah.
So outside of United States, do you insure other countries like Nigeria?
Yes.
Because I'm originally from Nigeria,
yes,
even though I was born here.
Yeah.
So do you insure people from Nigeria, Sierra Leone? Not here in the United States, I mean like outside of this country.
Yeah, that's a great question. But before I even land on that, I'm praying for Nigeria as we speak, because I know there's a lot of things that's going on in Nigeria right now, and I'm just praying there's a lot of bad things that's going on over there. But to answer your question, we actually we insure everybody, but you obviously have to have a social security number. So we only do business in the whole United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. But we do have people that they might stay here for 6 months and they might go there. As long as you have a social security number, I can help you with coverage. Yeah. So that's huge in itself. But I know a lot of people are definitely fighting for their families to come here. Like I said, I'm from Sierra Leone. I was just born here, but my mom has always educated me on my history and all those things. So I never lose track of that. So, yep.
So there was a particular time somebody died, and they did say that if you die, like somebody died in Nigeria, they have to bring the corpse back to United States. Does your company do the same? Like they have to see the actual corpse to believe that it actually happened.
Yes, yeah. They definitely have to see the body, or just pronounce because somebody has to pronounce that the body is dead. So they do have to see that. I'm not sure the specifics on if they have to just see a picture or they have to actually see the physical person dead. Yeah, so that is a great question as well. So
All right, we have another. Okay, that's the same thing. The question this person asked. She said, "What if you have a life policy and die outside USA? Will your benefit be paid?"
oh
So that's almost what
oh yeah,
I just asked.
yes, your benefit, because they can't stop you from traveling and things like that, but they do have a 2-year contestability period as well, because that is on one of our questionnaires. So if somebody does pass away outside of the country, they still will pay out as long as it's over the 2-year contestability period. Yes.
Say it's over.
Yeah, because it all depends on if someone passes in let's say they pass in 2 weeks over there, because they do ask a question: are you going to stay in a certain country for over 30 days? But to answer that, they will pay out. Yes.
Okay.
Trinity,
So
you're making a lot of noise, Trinity.
so people in the medical field, we do have insurance given to us. Like I said, dependent. So don't scrutinize me. I work for them too. So I just follow the rules. So why do you think we need to have other life insurance as a medical field person?
The medical field, man, I believe that's probably one of the most important fields, and that's the reason why I got in it, because I wanted to help people. But the thing about it is, a lot of the things in the medical field they do not offer. Like some companies, they do offer like small coverage of life insurance and investing and stuff like that. But it's vital, especially you're on the front line, and we're seeing a lot of these COVID patients and things like that. That is probably one of the most important things that you definitely need to cover yourself in case you do bring it back to your family, and then your family does pass away because of the COVID. You need to be prepared for it. So the medical field is very, very important and vital that you do have life insurance. I believe everybody should have it, but like the nurses, the doctors, all the people that work in the medical field, I respect you tremendously. But you definitely need to have coverage outside of your job, because most jobs they don't offer it, or if they do, they offer you just a small amount of coverage.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I got 10,000 of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
So, can you tell us some of the challenges that you have faced doing this? What can you because some people would just look at you and think, it's like the first time, you were on the Zoom, even despite the COVID, you were really tracking me down. And I was like, oh my goodness, let me just answer him.
Yeah.
And you sat in there looking all cozy, in your office. Can you tell us some of the challenges? Because I know, there's more to it than just the cool side of you being there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say is too many challenges per se.
Okay.
It's just the only challenge I would say is some people just not being open to education that is so obvious. It's like it's so obvious that you need this.
Okay.
And it's just like I'll get back to it, and it's like you'll get back to it, but on one end you're saying you love your family and you're not covering yourself. I really don't understand that. Or I don't have enough money for it. So I would definitely just work with them, but those are the only little challenges that I'm having. But outside of the challenges, that my business has actually gone through the roof because of this COVID, because a lot of people are being more aware, because people are scared of passing and not leaving anything.
Right.
And then before COVID, I actually used to be driving to people's homes and things like that. Now I don't even leave my house, and I just jump on Zoom, and people are always referring me. In the beginning, it wasn't like that. I had to really work my butt off to get my clientele and reach out to people, and people are always referring me now. And it didn't start off like that. But to answer that, if anybody, and it doesn't have to be life insurance, anything that you want to do in life, you definitely need to have your goals and dreams and go fight for it, and never let nobody tell you that you can't do it. And it doesn't have to be my business. It could be anything that you do in life. Just just fight for what you want, because I believe there's a lot of great entrepreneurs in this world, and I believe there's only 3 ways you could become wealthy in this world. And this might be a little off topic of the life insurance part, but I believe if you run a business, and I see that you're definitely running one outside of your job, because you're smart. You got to run a business. The second one is what we're talking about. You have to leave an inheritance, okay? If someone leaves money for you, and then invest in your money. I believe those are the only 3 ways you could become wealthy in this world, okay? Outside of lottery. So, if you do all, and our business has all 3 of those things. We have a business attached to it. And if someone leaves an inheritance, you can become wealthy off that. And if you invest your money in the right vehicle, your money can actually compound.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's big in itself as well.
Wow.
And also to add to that, we are hiring as well. You can also reach me there as well. So.
Okay, they're hiring.
Yeah.
Trust me, he quit. He didn't give me notice. He quit. I tried to save him. I tried to say, just give me 2 weeks, so in case you have to come back. It was like, you know what? He didn't say it, but I just guess like, F it. I got a life. I got a job. I have to do this, and I'm very proud of him.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm very proud. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm really proud.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Nigerians, and to our country, Nigeria, you can see I put on a green and white.
Beautiful green too.
So, this is to honor my country. It's really sad what is going on there. It's really sad, however, we all have to wake up. It's necessarily not going to be a protest that will bring people down. And like he said, you have to have a social security to really be insured, and so it means it's only limited to USA and Puerto Rico, like you said, because they use social security. And until we in Africa, Nigerian, I'm from there, and he's from Sierra Leone, even though he said it was born here, I'm born here too. But that's a good thing. We still claim, our background. Please let us go out there and let us tell each other we need to be insured. Life is not promising to anyone, not even to us. Regardless of how much you know God, how much you know Allah, you still need to be insured. It's very, very easy. It's very, very comfortable. And just like he just said, if you don't have a job, they can lower your premium until things bounce back. And even if you're out of the country, it said if you're insured and they have proof, they will pay out. So, and trust me, they will investigate so people don't scam them. Because you have to remember, sometimes we can be dubious. So our ways is to dupe people. So, but this is to help when you are no more. So remember the acronym DIME, death, income, your mortgage, and education. So don't play with it. Please insure yourself. I've been trying to find him to come. He's always busy, and I'll bring him on again. If you have questions, please reach out to him on Facebook. As we said, it's Yusuf Leigh. He's also on Instagram, and your Instagram name is?
My Instagram is YLGREAT23. And if you don't get me on my Instagram, my telephone number is 301-256-5175. Again, my Instagram is YLGreat23. And my telephone number is 301-256-5175. And my Facebook page is my name, Yusuf, it's spelled YUSIF, last name Leigh, LEIGH.
So please get your life insured, just like you insured that big cars of yours. Even though if you drive an old car in Maryland, you have to have insurance. So get the same for your life. You never know what will happen. And I have one question. So if you have a pre-existing condition, because I remember the first one I used to have, is that counted against you? So let's say I have cancer, and I already know.
Gotcha.
So
So the great thing is we both in the medical field, so we know all about that. So we actually have a lot of doctors and nurses. So once you put your social security number in, it's something called underwriters that can actually see your pre-existing health history.
Yay.
We can't see it as life insurance agents, but when you put your social, they can actually see everything. So when you answer the questions on the life application, just make sure you answer those correctly, because you're not lying to me. You're lying to the nurses and the doctors and the underwriters that check all your history. They can't put it publicly because they use something just like how we use in medical field called HIPAA. So you can't lie on the application, because I go off HIPAA laws just like how I did in the nursing field. We got to use the HIPAA laws and they can see everything. So I always tell people answer it correctly, because if I have had people that had cancer in the past and they don't have cancer anymore, and she got approved as well. Not it's case by case, so everybody doesn't get approved because depending on their health history. So that is another thing. But we do have things that can help you if you do not get approved as well. And that's when we will trigger to the investment piece, so you can accumulate money, and also that can be a beneficiary for you as well. Yeah.
Okay. So one more question before we go.
Shoot them away. Shoot them away.
So let's say a person is insured, and then 3 months after, the person got diagnosed as having a terminal illness.
Yes. So that's a wonderful question. I'm glad you asked it as well. So if you get approved, it doesn't matter what health problem comes. You can get AIDS. It doesn't matter. AIDS, you get diagnosed with a major condition. As long as you were approved prior to you got that medical problem, and you do not ever let your policy lapse, if you pass away, they have to pay out. The only way they will not approve you is, like, say if you have AIDS and then you try to go get a policy, then they'll probably deny the policy. But if you was healthy at the time of insurance, and you're approved and you continue to pay your policy, then you pass away, even if you have AIDS or any type of major health problem, they are going to pay out.
Okay. So another question. So let's say you have a genetic disorder or diabetes, or which is already there, and you're already approved.
Yes.
So that is gonna continue even though
it doesn't matter, as long as you were healthy. And some people they have these diagnoses prior to that. The only thing most of the insurance, I'm just speaking specifically on our insurance company, because I can't speak for any other insurance company. So if you have diabetes prior to you getting insurance, they can rate your policy. They can make sure your policy increases. I might have quoted you maybe $60, but just because you had a pre-existing condition, you would get approved, but it might go up. Okay, so that's another example as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Miss Martha. I join you in prayers for Nigeria, my home by marriage. Yes, by marriage, by injection.
Yes.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to all our viewers that are watching. I want to say thank you to Mr. Yusuf Leigh for coming and honoring our invitation. You have to have knowledge. Most Africans were very knowledgeable. We are well read. If you look at the statistics in America, we are there. However, most of us are ignorant, and which includes me too. We take things for granted. We do a lot of things that we're not supposed to be doing. And as you have heard in this little time that we've spent with you, and for those who will be watching afterwards, please get your life insured. It took me a while to do it. I'm always counting on the one my job gave me over the years. However, I'm always changing jobs. This is my first job in a while that I've stayed up to like almost 10 years. However, I'm about to change it. So, and like he said, he had to sit me down and said, see, when you leave the job or if you're terminated, that's the end of it. And I had to get the one he has. And the one I used to have, the person just stopped me in the bank, and I was just paying. And whatever I'm paying, trust me, I don't even know anything about it. Until he sat me down and, gave me, he tutored me, he gave me the education about having life insurance. And God forbid if I die, at least my loved ones will be taken care of.
Yeah.
However, it's not just about you thinking you're gonna die, but we are going to. So please find a way to educate, promote, ask people to insure themselves. It's not that expensive, so please go for the one you're able to afford. And if you're a big time person out there, you need to make sure that you get yourself insured. Yeah. And you always, if you have issues, if you have problems, you want to make sure you call your representative and ask them to lower your premium. Just like when we pay our mortgage, like we pay every month, the same way. So please, all those times we go to the restaurant to spend $50, when we buy expensive things, we can use it to insure ourselves. We're not saying don't do GoFundMe. However, when the person is insured, it makes life easy on the people that are left behind.
Yes.
And those people outside, you don't have to rely on them. So many people have passed on, and trust me, people are waiting for the money to be donated before we can move on with the burial. So we need to change the face of our culture a little bit. I do know in the African community we do that, but this is advanced technology years. So we need to make use of this millennium years. We need to change things around. We need to be part of the solution. There have been problems, but we need to be part of the people making improvement of it. So thank you for watching us. How we're going to be coming live again. I will bring him on again. And if you feel like you need to contact him, please do so. He's very patient. He doesn't have to come to your house. He can do Zoom with you. All you have to do is have a basic knowledge of using the computer. Because if you don't, that's another mess. So I don't know. So on behalf of YetBol Entertainment Network, we have this for you.
Oh, thank
as
you.
a gift for coming.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you,
so
and we're looking forward to see you again.
Yes.
And hopefully this is gonna help the community out there. People are gonna reach out. Please, it's not about somebody wanting your money. It is about you. It is about me. It is about you getting covered. So thank you for watching. This is your girl Yetunde, aka Miss T. So I will see you again, and thank you.
Thank you.
This is a special announcement. YetBol Entertainment.
Bros, the grammar too much. YetBol Entertainment Network now your #1 network production company. Photo and video production when the door to make sure say all your bonge parties and meetings they enter video recording and even live streaming.
To come package your next event or your next matter, just call us for this number:
240-595-1802 or 240-605-0133. Or if you even call 240-543-0913 or +234-807-2004-793. You fit through way email come meet us for yetbolphotovideo@gmail.com or even sell for yetbolphotovideo@yahoo.com. It not finish for there.
You can also follow us on Facebook and YouTube at YetBol Entertainment Network. We're full ground to cover your next event.
Just call us today to come cover your matter. YetBol Entertainment Network, your Ogbonge production company.
Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà ohun tó dáa ní ẹ̀kọ́ gbóná pẹ̀lú àkàrà mímu láàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù ká tó rebi iṣẹ́ a máa dènà inú wúwú a sì máa dènà àrùn. You are doing well. Ṣàdọ́là kitchen tó ń pèsè ẹ̀ látàgò 8 àárọ̀ títí dàgò 11 lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀kọ́ tútù àti pepper soup lọ́wọ́ ọ̀rọ̀lẹ́. Oúnjẹ ọ̀sán tún kọ́ ìyẹn olódó ni ká jẹ àmàlà bùlà jollof rice ẹ̀wà àgọ̀yìn àti dòdò ẹ̀fọ́ rírò plantain àtẹja white rice dòdò àti chicken pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi oúnjẹ ilé wa èyí tá a sè nínú ìmọ́tótó. Place your order now through DoorDash, Drop Up or Uber Eats. 832-774-3464. Ṣàdọ́là Kitchen. 11323 Business Street, Houston, Texas 77099 or shadolatexas@yahoo.com. Ṣàdọ́là Kitchen. Gbogbo oúnjẹ ilé wa ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé.